Couples cooking together and what that means for the supermarket and society. A look at nutrition facts panels through the eyes of a graphic designer. Why mindful eating, or slowing down while you eat, is critical. And a new vending machine that makes pizza right before your eyes. For the week of March 7th, 2011, this is Food News Today. Good morning. Immediately following Food News Today, we continue with a live discussion in our chat room below. I truly hope that you'll join us in the discussion. Food News Today is sponsored by ConAgra Foods, who shares with me the desire to provide the most current, interesting, and unbiased food news. So, is it true that couples that cook together stay together? Well, I don't think that there are many scientific studies on the topic, but according to the Centers for Disease Control, almost half of all marriages end in divorce. So cooking with your spouse or partner is definitely worth a try. It's a great way to bond and learn new cooking skills, but it also teaches us teamwork, problem solving, and can increase communication as well as uncovering you and your spouse's strengths and weaknesses. Now, this is exactly the idea of Chef Michael Fecker, who's on a mission, as I am, to get people back into the kitchen cooking. Chef Michael does this both from his restaurant, Il Mito Enota, to his state-of-the-art cooking school, CMF School of Culinary Magic, where he strives to make healthy cooking accessible to everyone. He recently announced that he was going to focus on getting couples cooking, because those, according to him, that cook together stay together. He wants to ignite new passion. It's a terrific concept, and here's my idea. Why don't we create recipes and in-store cooking classes that are written for two? How about dividing the chopping, the grilling, baking, seasoning, stirring, sauteing, and all the rest of the prep, cooking, and serving into two categories? Step-by-step instructions for each spouse, the same way that a composer writes music for individual instruments, or a jazz session built on each member's talents to create a masterpiece. The same way our best restaurants do it for every meal. Nutrition education is everywhere, and we're getting tidbits of food-related information from just about every angle. On television, newspapers, our friends, kids, coworkers, and dietitians. But is this information actually leading to better choices, or giving us the practical tools to decide for ourselves if a particular food product is correct for us? Well, it doesn't quite seem so, as 2/3 of Americans are overweight or obese, and the handful of confusing front-of-package labeling schemes continue to confuse consumers. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Audrey Lapierre, a graphic designer with the firm Function, who developed a conceptual redesign of the nutritional facts label with the goal to make it more descriptive, easy to understand, and can empower shoppers to make better choices. Hi, Audrey. Now, I'm taking a look at a couple of the designs that Function created. Can you tell me a little bit about them? And what's this triangular design really represent?
So that shows the caloric ratio, and you can see at a glance if the food product is heavier in carbs or proteins or fats. It also gives the exact numbers, but visually you can tell what's in there. It also gives the daily value for each of those categories. The side shows the list of ingredients. The ingredient that is mostly used in the product is going to be written in bigger. It's a bit like a tag cloud on the internet. This is linked to the amount per serving. So you're going to see the amount of carbs, fats, and sodium in grams.
And what about this one?
This is a nutrient balance completeness. And it gives a score between 0 and 100 on nutrition balance completeness. And it will show you the weaknesses and strengths of the food in terms of fiber, vitamins, proteins, and minerals, and even overconsumed nutrients.
Give me your thoughts. What's the motivation behind this new concept for packaging labeling design?
It was mostly an experiment. We didn't think that we didn't want to revolutionize the world of packaging, but we thought that maybe it was more interesting than, the stereotypical images of barns, fields, cows. So maybe what's in the packaging could be represented on the packaging, and also maybe it could help people make smarter decisions about what they eat.
And what are your thoughts on the current nutritional labeling for packaging?
It does a good job at giving the information, but it's harder to read, quickly at a glance. Can you understand like what's in the packaging quickly instead of just calculating the numbers, on the table?
Now, you mentioned that this is an experiment. Do you foresee this design ever being used in supermarkets?
Well, I'd love for it to keep living. If if a company contacted us and wanted to try it out, for sure we'd like to work more on it. We don't think that we don't pretend that it's the best way of visualizing that information, but for sure we'd like to keep working on it if we could.
And if people want more information about the future of nutritional labeling, how can they get in touch with you for more information?
On our website, we have a contact form. So the website is ffctn.com.
As we continue to struggle and really try to figure out front of package labeling, perhaps it is time to start with a blank sheet of paper and design nutritional information that aligns with the way all of us learn, the way we learned in 2011.
Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last.
Sound familiar? Or you're into browsing on the web, catching up on emails or your favorite TV series while scarfing down breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that you realize you didn't even pay attention to the food you were eating and may even be hungry for more. Well, according to researchers at Harvard, a small yet growing body of research suggests that a slower, more thoughtful way of eating could actually help with weight problems and maybe even steer people towards more healthful choices. It's called mindful eating, paying attention to our meals even if we haven't fully prepared them ourselves. And it could be one of the tools in our toolbox for battling obesity. Based on the Buddhist concept of mindfulness, which involves being fully aware of what is happening within and around you at the moment, these techniques have been proposed as a way to relieve stress and alleviate problems, including high blood pressure and chronic GI difficulties. Now, our brain has a direct connection to our gut. Digestion involves a complex series of hormonal signals between the gut and the nervous system. Researchers also believe that eating while distracted by activities like driving or even typing may slow or even stop digestion, similar to the body's fight or flight response. Poor digestion reduces our body's ability to extract nutrients from our food and leading to malnutrition. So, it is time for us to recommend to shoppers that when they sit down to eat, they notice the colors, the smells, the flavors, and the textures of foods. We need to choose slowly and turn off the TV, put away the book, and certainly step away from the computer screen. Learn to appreciate our foods and our meals. These people most likely will feel even fuller sooner, putting that overeating habit to rest. Harvard researchers suggest setting a kitchen timer to 20 minutes, taking that time to eat a normal-sized meal. Also, something I happen to enjoy doing is using chopsticks, no matter what you eat. And if you don't normally use them, it will definitely take you longer to finish your meal. So as you prepare for your next meal, after you finish watching Food News Today, step away from the computer. Then ask yourself if you're even hungry, and if you are, enjoy your meal mindfully. Now, if you love delivery pizza, your world may be about to change. The Italians have a solution. From the University of Bologna, vending machine pizza made fresh and custom just for you. Now, I'm not sure how all this is going to hold up for the pizza connoisseurs out there, especially in New York City and Brooklyn, where the famed water takes all the credit for the particularly amazing taste of the dough. The machine uses infrared rays and dispensers that dispense tomato sauce and cheese, as well as other toppings, including bacon, ham, and fresh veggies. Now, if you choose them, it'll take about 2.5 minutes for a fresh custom pizza. The machine is scheduled to roll out on the streets of Italy in the next few weeks, and if it tests well, the company hopes to expand to all of Europe and then onto the streets of the U.S. And by the way, what's your favorite pizza joint? Mine, it's the Star Tavern in Orange, New Jersey. For Food News Today, I'm Phil Lemper. Thanks for joining us. And if you have a colleague in retailing, the media, or a blogger who would also like to receive our advanced email, please ask them to visit foodnewstoday.com to sign up. Next week's stories will be in your Tuesday email. Thanks for watching.